YouTube family, what is up? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn a $149 investment into $25,000 a month, okay? So this is a weekend side hustle. So this is for those of you who's looking to build a second stream of income, all right? You're looking to make some extra money to add to your income. So even if you have a full-time job already and you're looking for a side hustle, a second stream income, something that you can do either on a weekend or 1 or 2 hours a day that you're willing to put in to make some extra money, your boy King Khang is going to show you exactly how it is done, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do, which is a laptop, a phone, internet connection, and $149. So open your laptop. I'm going to walk you through exactly the step that you need to take to make $25,000 starting July 1st in 2025. Let's rock and roll, baby. So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, so you have $149 that you're ready to invest. I'm going to show you how to flip it. I'm going to show you how to turn it into $25,000. So step number one is you got to go to this website. It's called KingData. Hold on a second. It takes a little bit to load. It's called KingData.ai. This is a software where you're going to use to be able to get distressed property of home owners. Okay, so once you sign up, all you need to do is click Get Started. Okay, it's going to take you all the way down to here. Okay, we're going to go with the basic plan. So click on monthly, and then all you need to do is click Get Started. After you sign up, here's what your dashboard is going to look like. Now, I'm going to go very, very fast because I'm going to cut out all the BS. I'm going to get straight to the point. So once you sign up, your dashboard is going to look something like mine. It's going to look something like, hold on a second. Okay, it's going to look something like this. If you need more training video, you click on training video, and there's a bunch of videos that show you exactly how to use the software and all the tools that you can use. Okay, so next we're going to go to property leads. So step number one is we're going to try to find distressed property in our local market. So comment in your city, your states. Let me pull up a market and I'll show you exactly how it is done, okay? So here we're going to go. So comment in your city, your states, and let's rock and roll. Let me get TikTok on here so that way we can get this rocking and rolling. And I'm going to show you how it's done, okay? Okay, I'm just going to put in wholesaling real estate. Okay. Hold on a second. We're going to go live here too. So, okay, there's none. I'm just going to go ahead and go with Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. The last time we did it, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, GA, right? For Georgia. Yep. Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. It's going to pull up everything in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on filter. There's 277,000 people. We're going to click on filter. We're going to get rid of others, get rid of apartment, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. We just want single family and multifamily, which is why don't we want vacant land? Why don't we want commercial building? Why don't we want apartment buildings? Because 99% of investor will buy a single family home, but you can search for vacant land. You can search for commercial property. You can search for apartment building. Everything is on here, but we're just going to keep it simple. All right. For those of you who's new, this is the move to make. So single family, multifamily. And what we're going to do is we're going to target everybody that are in, that is an absentee owner, which means they don't live in the property. So that property is either vacant or, it's rented. So they can be a tired landlord. What we're going to do is we're going to click on absentee owner. There's 71,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia that don't live in the property. Boom. We're going to click on it. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and this is the sellability score. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on the wholesale score, which means they're going to rank this property, all the property, or all 38,000, okay, from 0 to 1,000. How likely is the seller are motivated to sell at a steep discount? Typically, I use the number 500, okay? The higher it goes, the more desperate, the more motivation there is. We're going to go with 500 and see how big our list is. Okay. There's 28,000 people. Still too big. We're going to go ahead and we're going to increase this to 600 and see where we're at. Once again, the higher it goes, but the smaller the list will get. 167 people, which is too small. So we're going to go back to 500, or we're going to go even 525. So what the software does is that it takes 40 years of data, it jam-packed, and it'll analyze all the property based on their mortgage history, based on how long the owner owns it, right? How old the property is, and it'll show you how likely they'll to sell. So there's 22,000 people. If we wanted to, we can go down here and we can filter it even more. Okay, you can go ahead and go number of bedroom, bathroom. We don't care. Okay. But next thing, what we're going to do here is we're going to go on owner types. We're going to go with individual. We don't want business. We don't want financial. We don't want government. We don't want trust. We want individually owned. We want that mom and pop, that husband and wife, that single person owned. There's 10,000 people, okay? If we really wanted to, we can also put in the year of ownership. Maybe we'll want everybody to own at least 15 years or more, okay? So what it's going to take here from 10,000, there's 2,622 people, okay? But I think what we can do is we're just going to keep that 10,000 people, okay? Let's just say that we wanted to own at least 10 years because we want the list to be a little bit bigger, okay? We want the list to be a little bit bigger. There's 4,000 people. Boom. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is we just hit on search, right? We hit on results. There's 4,000 people in Atlanta, Georgia, okay, that are absentee owner, that owns a property for 10 years or more and has a sellability score of 500 or more. What we're going to do is, you see, okay, so anything that is highlighted in blue, I'll talk about this later. But right now, I want you to focus on the things that are not highlighted. So there's 4,000 people that we really narrow in. And out of these 4,000 people, what we're going to do is we're going to call them. So all you need to do is you just click on the property, my friend. And all your skip tracing is paid for. So you never have to worry about paying for skip tracing ever again. And once again, guys, this is a weekend side hustle. This is something that you can do on the weekend, 3 to 4 hours every Saturday, every Sunday. And if you can do that consistently with what I just shared with you, imagine closing one deal that can make you $25,000 as a side hustle, as an extra, a second stream to your income. Now, do you see this when it said do not call? So I just recently heard that the do not call list do not apply to us real estate investor. They have removed it and they have lifted it, which means now we can call them even if they are on the do not call list. Boom. Okay. And you can verify that. Okay. But that's what I have found out. And you can verify it. But it is now that you can call them. Okay. And look, they get all their phone number and the email. So what I would do if I were you, I would call, I would text, and I would email them. If you got their information, why not try to get them in multiple different ways? Sometimes people don't want to pick up phone from a number that they have never seen before. So we're going to shoot on a text. The question is, what do we put in a text? Or when we get them on the phone, what do we say? I'm just saying there's a couple things that you can say. I'm going to share with you, and you decide which one you want to pick. One, hey, my name is Khang. I'm a local investor. I'm looking to buy 1 or 2 more property in the area for cash. Came across your property. I'm interested in buying it or make you a cash offer. Are you interested in selling or possibly receiving a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer from us? Bam. That is number one. Number two is you can say, hey, my name is Khang. I work for or I work with a group of investors. Okay. Or that's what you say. My name is Khang. I work for or I work with a group of investors. And we're interested in, looking to buy 1 or 2 more property in the area. Came across your property. Love to make you a cash offer on it. Are you interested in selling at this time? If they say no, you'll be like, okay, no now or no never. Okay. And that's what I learned from one of my investor buddy, Jenna. So when they tell her no, she'll be like, so no now or no forever? And they'll be like, no now, but maybe in the future. Okay, great. And then what you want to do is you want to plant the seeds. let's just say the seller is Susan. I'll be like, okay, Susan, not a problem. I understand that you're not interested in selling or get a cash offer at this time. But if the needs ever arise where you would consider selling or getting a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer from us, please give me a call back. This is my direct line, 1-2-3-3-4-5-4-5-6-7-8. Bam, right? So now you plant the seed. So when they ever consider selling, guess what? And then I keep them on my follow-up. So I don't take them off my list. Dude, I keep them on my follow-up because she said no now, but not no never. So I'll call her back a month later. I'll call her back, and then so 30, 60, 90 days. Keep her on your follow-up. You need to understand that 60 to 70% of your deals come from follow-up. You don't close them the first time you talk to them. It actually takes a couple times to build the rapport and to follow up with them, okay? So don't so never let them off your system. Once they get in to your pipeline, they're in there until they sell to you, somebody else. But that's it, okay? So all you need to do is go through and call all 4,000 people. Like I said, you don't have to do it all in one day, but break it into chunk. So maybe Sunday, put out 2 hours or so. Boom, I'm going to call people for 2 hours. You need to be in a quiet place where you have no distraction. And then you're just going to pound the phone. And then you're going to text them. You're going to email them. Okay? And every single time when you be like, oh, man, I want to give up, just know that one yes can make you $25,000. Okay? Who here can use $25,000 a month? But you got to put in the work. Okay? There are people who work at a job, man, for a whole entire year just to make 30K, 40K, and you hear one phone call can make you 25,000. Got it? Okay. So we go through that. Now I'm going to talk about this here highlighted in blue. So anything that's highlighted in blue, guys, dude, this is something. You see this? It said it's a wholesale deal. So what you can do is maybe spend 2 hours calling seller and spent the last 1 hour. Spent 1 hour going through and find these property that's already under contract with another wholesaler. So all you need to do is click on contact a seller. And then it'll give you all the information to that wholesaler that you can reach out, that you can say, hey, I saw your deal here. I think I have a cash buyer that might be interested in it. And tell them to email you over all the information. And then you just blast it. One click of a button, you just email it out to your buyer, or you just text blast it out to all your buyers. And if you're able to bring a buyer to their deal, boom, guess what, my friend? It's a 50-50 split. So if they're going to make $25,000 on that deal, you make $12,500 just by having access to the software. Okay? And you only pay $149 a month. That's it. So even if you can't close a deal on your own, but if you're able to JV a deal, it pays itself off tenfold. So in Atlanta, Georgia, there's one property. There's two property. There's currently 3 property right now under contract with another wholesaler that you can take advantage of. I have one VA, and her full time, all she does is she just reach out to JV with other wholesaler. That's it. She just reach out and JV with other wholesaler. And right now we're doing just on JV deal, we're making $20,000 a month. Just JV. And it cost me nothing. One VA, and I got the pro plan, which is $249, and then she get access to this, and that's all she does. JV is easy, okay? It is not hard. You don't have to talk to seller. You don't have to negotiate. You just find someone that already got a deal that's listed here, and then you connect with them, okay? So imagine if you can have a VA that just do that for you later on down the road, all right? So Jasper said, I'm Khang. See you in class soon. Oh, hell yeah, baby. Dude, I'll see you in class. So tomorrow, make sure, Jasper, Tuan, make sure to, there's many ways to say your name, man. Because I have a friend that also have the same name as you. My high school friend. So, dude, see you tomorrow on Monday, but I'm bringing on a guest speaker. This guy is a badass, okay? So I'll see you there tomorrow for sure. But as you can see, here it is, okay? And here's all, once again, go through all the lists. Boom. Okay. Now, for those of you be like, hey, Khang, I don't know if I want to call. How can we do more of like an inbound, which means having the seller call you instead? Here's what I would do if I were you. So if you want to have the seller call you and you don't want to cold call seller, just text. You can sit there and you can text. Or here's the next thing you want to do. But this requires you to have a little bit more capital. So what we can do is we're going to go back to the list. Okay, we're going to go back to the list. And then all we're going to do is, hold on a second, go to my lead. Okay, and all we do is we hit on direct mail. Boom. Continue. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up a mailing campaign. Once again, this is for those of you who have the extra cash and say, Khang, I'd rather have them call me instead. So you got to spend some money. And you need to understand it's 50 cents a postcard, $1 per letter. So if you were to send out 4,000 letters, that's 4,000 bucks. But if I were you, I would go with postcard and I would narrow down the list. So if you're going to go with direct mail, I would narrow down the list. And here's how I would narrow down the list. All right, guys, I apologize. Oh, what's going on now? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so hold on a second. So for those of you, hold on, I'm back. Okay, so let me share my screen again one more time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do if I were you is I will go with a postcard and I will send it out once a month. And all you need to do is you just go through this and literally it'll take you 5 minutes to set it up. But before that, I'm gonna narrow down my list. Okay, so once again, we're gonna go to property leads. We're gonna go to Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, and we're gonna narrow down our list. Oh, I spelled wrong. Jeez. Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we're gonna go Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Okay, we're going to click on filter. We're going to do this one more time. We're going to get rid of others, apartment, townhouse, condos. We don't want land. We're going to go with absentee owner. Okay. I'm basically repeating the process so you can understand. We're going to go with 500. Hold on a second. 500. Okay. And then we're going to go down here one more time. We're going to go with ownership, just individual, 10 years or more. Okay, so, right here, what we're going to do is we're going to increase it. We're going to increase it to 15 years or more because we want our list to be smaller so we can do direct mail. Okay. And maybe we just want to target everybody that's only out-of-state owner. Boom. So we click out-of-state owner. And then now there's 455 people that we can go ahead and simply say, boom, direct mail, and let's go ahead and set up our mailing campaign. So out of 455 people, right, guess what you're going to do? So 455 times 50 cents. So you're probably going to end up paying what? 200 bucks. Okay, so roughly about 200 bucks. And you're going to send all these homeowners a postcard. And I would go with I would go with a very simple postcard. And they have many options on there for you to choose, and they'll tell you which one is popular. I have a student that said, "Hey, Khang, I want to set it up. I want to, put in my logo. I want to put in my," like, dude, don't get complicated. Like he was holding off like a couple days, not sending out because he wants to be able to upload his logo. He wants to do this. Like, dude, keep it simple. Most sales don't even care. Okay. So I said, dude, there's a postcard that's already been preset for you. That is very popular. It's also the one that we use. Why don't you just use that one? And then get it sent out, man. Come on, man. Speed. Moni likes speed. A lot of you, what you do is you overthinking and you overcomplicating. Keep it simple. Get some money into the pipeline first and then be fancy. You can then get fancy. You want an office space? Boom. Fine. But until the money comes in, dude, don't be fancy. A lot of you want to spend money on like an Apple, right? An Apple, dude, like the laptop that I use, man, it's just HP. I think I got it for like $300 or $400 at Costco. Just HP. Okay? We're not doing anything that's high tech that require you to have a bunch of stuff on there. My employee has Apple. I don't even have Apple. I have Orange. So a lot of you, what you're doing is you're spending your money on the wrong stuff, the wrong thing, the thing that's not even making you money. So when you first start out with any business, you got to keep it simple. Keep it simple. The key is how can we get the money in the door first? That's it. That is the key. And it's the only thing that would matter. Okay? So you get the setup, $455, boom. It's going to cost you $250. Get it sent out. If that's the route that you want to go. Okay? And all you do is get on the phone with the seller and start talking and negotiating. Okay? A lot of you be like, well, Khang, when I get on the phone with the seller, I don't really know what to say. So I'm going to give you two options. So there's two options, okay? Option number one is you can go check out my other YouTube video. Just type in cold call role play King Khang. There should be a bunch of cold call role play that I've done a ton of them where I kind of given you what to say, how to overcome objections and all that. Now, if you don't want to go through hours and hours of training video and try to come up with your own script, I got one for you, but you would have to pay for it. All you need to do is go to, hold on a second. All you need to do is go to WTMFam.com. There's a script right there for you. Hand it to you, ready to rock and roll. All right? So now let's just say that you got a property in a contract. And listen, you want to lock that property in a contract for as long as possible. So typically, I like to lock it under contract for at least 30 to 60 days. If I can get it longer, the better. Why? Because the longer you get under contract, that's how long you get control the property and then find someone else that you can sell it to. Now, let's just say for example, let's just say you lock it up under contract for 60 days. Here's a mistake that I see new wholesaler makes that can cost them to lose out on a deal. So let's just say you lock the property under contract for 60 days, but all of a sudden within 2 days, you're able to find a buyer. One of my students make this mistake and I was like, bro, never, ever do this again, bro. So this is what happened. This is what he did. He locked it up for 60 days. He found a buyer in 2 days, and then he set the closing to be 60 days out, which is he set the closing to match the date that he got with the seller on the contract. And that, my friend, is a big no-no. You see, the biggest thing is when we deal with the seller, we want to lock the property under contract for as long as possible. But when we find a buyer, we want that thing to close as quickly as possible. Because you need to understand, until the money is in your hands, nothing is for sure. I have deals that fall apart the day of closing because the buyer got cold feet or the seller all of a sudden lost one of their family member and they're like, dude, they're now stressing out and they just don't want to move forward. Like, things happen. So when you find the buyer, that's why you always want to ask the buyer, how fast can you close? And if any buyers tells you that, oh, I need 45 days. Dude, that is not a serious buyer. Because most buyers can close as quickly as the title company can get the paperwork done and get them to clear title. So I would say 15 days or less is ideal. Some buyer can close in 5 days or 7 days. But once again, the faster they can close it, the better. Because you want to take that gap and then close it. That's what you want to do. So if when we close early, all you need to do is call the seller up and hey, tell Mr. Seller, hey, we're ready to close on it. Are you okay with it? And they should be fine. And bam. Okay? Now, the next thing is, how do you find the buyers? Here's what we do. Here's how you find the buyer. I'm going to add this. So let's just say you got a property in contract. You'd be like, well, Khang, now how do I sell it? We're going to go to property leads. It is so simple. Before that, for those of you who don't know how good you have it, 12 years ago when I started my real estate career, it was brutal. Like, it takes months and months to build up the buyers because there's no software like this. Okay? So all you know to do is we're going to go, once again, Atlanta, Georgia. But I wouldn't, oh, jeez, man. At Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? But the thing is, I wouldn't punch in Atlanta, Georgia. So what you do is you take the property that you have under contract, you type it in right here to property leads, okay? And then all you need to do is click on filter. You don't even need to click on filter, but because I'm doing the whole entire Atlanta, look, and then all I need to do is now choose cash buyer. It tells me how many cash buyers in Atlanta. There's 192,000. And then we click on it, right? But the thing is, obviously, it's too big. So what you need to do is you need to take the property address, you punch into the property leads, and then you go to filter, and all you need to do is choose cash buyer. And it'll show you all the cash buyer that are recently sold or that recently buy property in that last 30, 60 days, however you want. Okay, so we're going to go here. Once again, we're going to go to like owner type. We just want business. We don't want anybody, like, let's just say we don't want a mom and pop that bought a property, 10 years ago. So we just want like real investor who actually buy property for cash. You click on business, and then there's 17,000. Okay? Now we really narrow it down. There's 17,000. Bam. And all you need to do, but once again, I typically would take the property address, punch it in, and you want to pull all the cash buyer within like a mile, okay, or 2 mile. And then all you need to do is their phone number and everything is there. And then just call them up and say, hey, John, I saw you just purchased a property down the street, man. Hey, I got another one for you that's in that same neighborhood. Would you be interested in it? And let them know, hey, this is an off-market deal. So when you talk to a cash buyer, they love to hear, hey, it's an off-market deal. And then bam. All you need to do is once you get the property in contract, you just go back in, hit cash buyer. All your buyer is ready right there at your fingertip that you can call, pitch the deal to them, and get that thing sold. And all you need to do, my friend, is one of this a month. So my question to all of you that's watching this is, are you willing to commit just 2 to 3 hours a weekend? So I'm talking about Saturday and Sunday. And you can spend the rest of the day doing whatever it is that you want. But all I'm asking from you is 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday. And you just want to find a quiet place, go into the software, pull the list, and then just start pounding the phone. And if you can do that consistently, all you need is one yes. And that one yes, my friend, can make you $25,000 a month. And that's all you need to do. So this is a great side hustle for those of you who have the $149 that you're willing to invest into yourself. Now, what if you don't get a deal the first 30 days? Well, what if it's 60 days? What if you get a deal after 90 days of doing it? So 149 times 3 months. How much is that? 151. Let's just say less than $500. And then all of a sudden on month 3, you got a deal. There's no reason why. To me, if you do exactly what I share with you, if you put in the work and if you stay consistent, there's no reason why you couldn't close a deal in 3 months. That you can make $25,000. $25,000 every 3 months, 4 times a year, that's $100K. Who here can use an extra $100,000 to add to their income? Let's be honest. We all can use an extra $100,000. Right? But it's not just going to come to you. You got to be willing to put in the work. So I gave you the knowledge. I gave you the info. The question is, are you going to do it? That's the question. Are you going to do it? And how committed are you? Now, I want everyone to understand that this is not like a walk in a park, okay? But this is a skill set that you can build. That it doesn't matter what the economy does. It doesn't matter who's the president. And you can be anywhere. Lon and I was in Vietnam for a month. We still wholesale. We went to Hawaii for 12 days. We still wholesale. We actually closed a deal when we came back. 2 deals. One for $15,000 each. Came back, got 2 checks for 30 G's. I was in Hawaii. That's right. You can do this completely virtual. All you need is a laptop, a phone, internet connection, and obviously $149 as an investment. Okay? So I'm going to open up for a Q&A, and let's rock and roll. Serena, I look forward to seeing you July 1st. So July 1st will be our first class, Serena. So make sure you show up. I'm bringing on a guest speaker, and this guy will blow you away. Okay? And these guest speakers, I pay $30,000 to be around them. Some of these guys are doing like a couple $1 million a month. There's a guy that's in my mastermind that do 1 deal a day. So every day they close in 1 deal because they have built up their pipeline and they run a massive operation. Okay? I'm not interested. So the reason I share that with you is you can take this as big as you want, right? You can take your wholesaling business as big as you want. But for me, and maybe for some of you, but for me, I just like to build a small business. For me, I'm happy with us cranking out and making $100,000 a month with a few VAs that allows me to travel. I don't want a big team because they have a big operations and the guy work all the time. I don't want that. I absolutely don't like it. So for me, I'm happy with where I'm at, right? So for me, it's like, hey, me, a few VAs, allow Lon out to travel, make $100,000 a month. I'm good, man. I'm good. Like I look at him and I'm inspired. I'm motivated, but I say, dude, good for you, bro. But I'm not interested in running a 50 to 100 employee and have a big, massive, gigantic office space. I'm just not interested in that. So the reason I share that with you is because you need to focus on building the business around the life that you want. Okay? Don't let your ego get caught into, man, I want to build this big operation and yada yada. Like if that's not you, then it's just, whatever makes you happy. Right? For me, I did try to go big. I got an office space, I got employee, and I was like, dude, I'm trapped. Lon and I wanted to go somewhere, but it's like, I was like, dude, this is not what I want. So make sure to focus on building the business around the lifestyle that you want to live, not because you saw someone online and you'd be like, oh man, that's so cool. Okay? Focus on you. That's why I always preach. I think for a lot of you, getting to 100,000 a month like I am, it's going to take you probably 5 to 6 years. Okay? It's going to take you like 5 to 6 years. But from the bottom of my heart, with the tools, with the technology that's currently out there right now, with the knowledge, the information, I truly believe that every single one of you who is hungry to change your life, to improve your life, to make more money, to increase your income, I truly, truly believe that every one of you that falls into that category can make $25,000 a month from wholesaling within a year, within 1 year. If you know what you're doing and you're consistent and taking action every day. And you can do it all by yourself. You don't need no employee. You don't need nothing. So imagine if you can just make $25,000 a month. Your laptop, your phone, internet connection. You can literally be in Hawaii, Bora Bora, Tahiti, Vietnam, China, Japan, Europe. Like I have a friend, that guy, dude, his name is Gino. Him and his wife, he just got married. Him and his wife travel everywhere, right? I mean, that would have been Lon and I, but Lon and I, we are too focused on, eating healthy and getting in shape. So it's hard. Yeah, I can tell you right now. Okay. If you look at any fitness that are in great shape, there's no way that they're traveling all the time and they're in good shape unless they're using steroid or what, unless they're putting a bunch of juice and all these stuff into their body. But if you're doing it the natural way, it's extremely hard. So that's why Lon and I don't travel as much. But we would if we were just like, you know what, screw it. I don't care if I get fat and ugly. So you just have to you just have to choose and then make the sacrifice. But they travel all the time, man. Otherwise, Lon and I don't think we would ever be home. I mean, we would, but it would be rare for you to see us in one place for like 3 months. Like right now, I would have been to California. I would have been in California. But the reason I share that with you guys is to let you guys know that the lifestyle that you can build from wholesaling. So you don't have to be trapped at home. You don't need to be trapped anywhere. Okay? You built a virtual business that allows you to be free. And that, my friend, was my ultimate goal when I saw someone building a business online. And I was like, dude, I want that freedom. And I'm telling you right now that if I can do it as a high school dropout, I have no business degree. Lon and I have to figure all this out on our own as we go. We learn, we try, we trial and error. And I can tell you right now that if I can do this, so can you. Now, can everybody get to $100,000 a month? The chance of that, I would say extremely rare. Once again, can you get to $25,000 a month? $30,000 a month? Yes, absolutely. Okay? Because it only takes you one deal a month. That is it. That's all it takes. Okay? So, any questions, drop in the chat and let's get the rock and rolling. Let's go. Thatch, dude, that is a beast, bro. That guy's a beast. Are you friend with Thatch? Yeah, dude. We don't talk. I just texted him. I came back from Hawaii and I sent him some cookies. He's a good guy, bro. Dude, Thatch is a very good guy and he's a very go-giver. He helped me a lot. He's helped me a lot. Where do I find wholesale who have property under contract? So you would have to sign up for the software called KingData.ai. KingData.ai. That's the software that I use. Okay. And I know a lot of you have been asking me about other software. Once again, I'm not here to criticize other software. Okay. I'm not about like putting other people's business down. I can tell you, I've been in the real estate game for 12 years. I've tried probably all the software that you probably mentioned. And I can only tell you right now that I'm only sharing with you the one that we're currently using that is working. And that is like the accurate and give you the best results. That's it. I have 2 property under contract that I'm trying to move. Once again, if you have a deal under contract, okay, and you look into JV, and even after I share with you the software, and you're like, oh, Khang, I need help. Well, dude, email it over to, hold on a second. Email it over to jvdeals@wtmfam.com. Since I got you guys on here, I'm going to share with you guys another story that this story will freaking, if this story doesn't motivate you, I don't know what is. So we are about, hopefully, I'm keeping my finger crossed, knocking on wood, but we are in a process of closing the biggest JV deal of my lifetime. This JV deal is going to make us $250,000. So same thing, someone following me on social media, email the deal over to me because he couldn't find the buyer. And guess what my VA did? Went into the system, pulled the list, she pounded the phone, she email blast. We got the buyer. So he brought the deal, we brought the buyer. So now we're going to split it 50-50. So if we close on this, hopefully, because the buyer still got to do their inspection, because it's a monster deal. We each going to make $125,000 on this deal that cost me $250 that I pay for the software. That is it. That is it. I'm going to make guess what I'm doing? Lana and I are going to go to California, man. I'm ready to chow down, dude. I'm ready to eat. But if I close on that deal, man, you already know what I'm going to do, man. One is in West Virginia. What states ever wholesale? So, Platinum Real Estate, I don't care what city, I don't care what states you are in. You got a problem in a contract, you email it over to us, we'll get it done for you. It doesn't matter what city, what states, even if it's in the boony. If the number makes sense, dude, my VA will find the buyer for you. Okay? Brian Sharp said, send it to me, bro. Come on, man. Shit. Trying to steal my lead, bro. No, I'm just kidding. For me, I have a mindset of abundance. I truly believe that there's plenty of money out there for all of us. So Platinum Real Estate, you want to send it to Brian and you want to send it to everybody, it's okay. Whoever brings the buyer first, dude, wins. I love competition. All right? There's plenty of money out there for all of us. But JV deal, I think it's also a good strategy to make some extra income, leveraging other people's deal. What other question you guys got, man? Drop in the chat. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll, baby. Okay. My question to you is this: on a Sunday, who is hustling on a Sunday? Who's here hustling on a Sunday? That's what I want to know. Because all the winners are right here. Okay? And so let me get this straight. Okay? Some of you will be like, well, Khang, dude, I've been working so hard, I need a vacation. Or I need this. Working hard doesn't mean you need a vacation. You know when you're ready for a vacation? It's when you are financially set. That's when you're ready to go. Okay? But otherwise, dude, you just got to suck it up and you just got to make the sacrifice. Okay? Anybody who tells you that there's work-life balance, BS. BS. You need to understand that when you're first starting out, trying to get to that top 1% or 0.1%. So for those of you who don't know, to be in the top 1%, you got to make at least $800,000 or so a year. Now, so if you want to shoot for like, hey, 1 million, I need you to understand, as you are climbing to the top of the mountain, when you're trying to start out, there is no such thing as work-life balance. There's none. You don't have work-life balance until you got rich. So stop listening to all these people who have made it and tell you, oh, man, dude, it's work-life balance. No. Look back at your life history. Was there work-life balance? Hell no. So why are you telling me that? You see, because I believe that each and every single one of us, all of us that are starting from the bottom, that are self-made, we all start at where? We all started at a job, right? Agree or disagree with me? We all started from the job. So if you put 8 hours there and you want work-life balance, that means, hey, when you get home, you on the weekend, guess what you do? You don't work. You hang out. You party. You have fun. Then how are you going to get ahead in life? You see, to get ahead in life, you must be able to put out some extra time. So the 8 hours is just what pays the bill. The question is, what do you do after the 8 hours? So which means your wife, your husband needs to be on the same page with you. And this is why finding the right partners is crucial. For those of you who's in a relationship, if you don't have the partners that understands that you guys need to make sacrifice today for your future, you can never win, man. Because she wants you to be around her all the time, but you can't. Because after the job, after the 8 hours, you'll be like, dude, I got to put out another 3 or 4 hours. I got to hustle. I got to grind. There's no time to play around, man, until you got rich. So let me give you an example. So Lon and I, when we first started our journey, Lon and I sat down, we talked. We're like, Khang. I was like, Lon, well, we have to make sacrifice. So the first 5, 6 years, 7 years of the first 5 years of our life, you know that Lon and I only see each other a few hours at night because she worked morning shift, I work swing shift. I work from like 1:30 p.m. all the way until like 9 p.m. And she works in the morning. So when she gets out, like, but that's the sacrifice. And now Lon and I work together every day. We hang out every day. Like I'm her Uber. So when Lon want to go somewhere, she calls me. Boom, I show up because I don't have a schedule. I work hard because I want that freedom, the time to be able to control my own schedule. So what I'm saying to you is that there is no such thing as work-life balance until you got rich. So yes, until I got rich, I now have time to work out. I now have time to hang out with Lon. We now have time to go on for an hour, 2-hour walk. We now go shopping at like noon when everyone is at work. But none of that happens. We made the sacrifice. So until you got rich to the point where you're financially stable, then you can have work-life balance. So the work-life balance comes after you got rich. But when you're first starting out, there is no such thing, my friend. When you're starting to build that business, dude, you just have to put everything you got in it. Blood, sweat, tears, times, energy, everything. Because you need to understand that wherever your attention goes, energy flow. Okay? Energy flow, I'm sorry, I said it backward. Energy flow wherever you put your attention on, wherever your attention go. And that's where the money is going to grow. And so that leads me to one more thing. Is stop believing the people who tells you that millionaires have 7 streams of income. That is another lie. That is another false statement. It is not true. Every single self-made millionaires that I know that got to 1 million, I'm talking about their first million, it came from 1 stream of income. They became a master at one thing. Then once they got to the $1 million mark, then they're like, dude, I got to now diversify. That's when they start to build multiple streams of income and became a multi-millionaire. So I became a millionaire at 32. I'm 41 now. I became a millionaire at 32 with 1 stream of income. That was real estate. That was wholesaling. Then after that, I started my social media. And then I have 7 streams of income and became a multi-millionaire. And all of my friends was the same. They all started with 1 business, made $1 million from it, and then diversify. Some start to own rental property, put in stocks, mutual funds, bonds, all that. Like they start to diversify. But you don't diversify until you got rich. A lot of you are making the wrong move. You're trying to diversify too soon. You're taking your baby money, you put a little bit into stocks, you put a little bit into crypto, you put a little bit into, SP 500, thinking that's going to make you rich. And that's why you still haven't got rich. Because you put 1,000 here, 1,000 there, and 1,000 here. Even if that double in price, how much are you going to make? Oh, you just turn your 2,000 into 4,000. Woo! But if you were to take that money and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to dump that into building up my skill set, building up my business. That's how you go from making 5,000 a month to 50,000 a month. It's into yourself and into your business first. Build a business first. So focus on active income before you think about passive income. But 99% of you are thinking or doing it the opposite way because you're trying to get rich lazy. And it ain't going to happen. Every single time when someone that haven't got rich, that tells me, hey, Khang, man, I want to start buying real estate because I want to, build up my passive income. I just know that they're lazy. Okay? Now, I say that it's not to be rude. I'm saying that it's not to be mean. But that is the mindset. Their mindset is they want to take their baby money and then not have to work for it and then put into real estate, and hopefully that real estate can get them rich. But that means you would have to play the 20-year game plan. So you would have to wait for that real estate, dude, for 15 to 20 years for you to actually see a 6-figure, 7-figure. You know, so if you want to get rich now, you got to get rid of the whole passive income mindset. You got to focus on active income. Okay? Because passive is a long-term game. Active is a fast game. It's something that you can go from making $5,000 a month now to $25,000 a month within the next couple months. Right? But passive income that's not going to happen with passive income. So stop thinking about diversification when you haven't got rich yet. 2, stop thinking about passive income when you haven't got rich yet. So the goal is to get rich and then get wealthy. Wealth is a long-term play, man. A lot of you talking about generation wealth. Dude, it's a long-term play, bro. Right? I don't know about you, man, but I want to get rich now. I don't want to wait until I'm 65 and then see $1 million in the bank. What's the point? What's the point? Buy a Lambo, buy a Ferrari at 65? Dude, bro, trust me, when you're at 65, if you want to buy a Ferrari, it's probably just a show off. Like, what's the point? Right? Most people at 65, dude, just want to sit on the beach, hang out with their grandkids. Okay? So which means, dude, focus on how can you get rich young. And then the key is now that you made all the money, what do you do with it? That is the key that most of you that don't understand. Now that you made the money, one is how can you turn that baby money and have that baby money makes more babies? So how you do that is, okay, here's how I look at it. So step 1 is you got to get to the point where you're making at least $300,000 a year. So that is your goal for number 1. Your number 1 goal is how can I take my active income to $300,000 a year? Once you hit that milestone, the next move you want to make is, hey, now that I'm making $300,000, you're probably going to pay Uncle Sam probably around 30 to 35% in taxes. So how can I reduce my tax? How can I pay less to Uncle Sam? Well, now you're going to go start buying real estate. But all you need to do is buy one piece of real estate a year. That is it. And that's going to help you reduce your tax to Uncle Sam. But you still want to keep as much liquid cash as possible. So you don't just want to dump everything you make into real estate, right? Because you got to stay liquid. Because you need the cash to continue building and growing your business. But that one piece of real estate is going to help you offset some of your taxes so you pay less to Uncle Sam. Okay? So once you hit $300,000, you buy one house or one piece of real estate a year. And then the next move is how can I go from $300,000 to $600,000? Once you hit $600,000 a year, you now can buy 2 houses a year. And then how can you go from $600,000 to $1.4 million? Boom. That is it. Or 1.2, double that. 1.2 million. Bam. Now, once you get to 1.2 million, my friend, now you want to start buying at least 4 to 5 rental a year. Got it? So that's the goal. But a lot of you are doing it the opposite way. You're doing it the wrong way. And that's why you haven't got rich. That's why you have been staggered. You haven't grown because you don't know which is the right move to make. And when you're able to make the right move, you're able to move with confidence and you're going to get results a lot quicker. And that's why mentorship is important. You know, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my mentor. I pay my mentor over $100,000. And he came in and he got my mindset straight. Because for some of you, me and Lon, 12 years ago, when we got into real estate, we wanted to start buying rental property. And it was the wrong move. because we would have taken our $100,000 and we were going to put in a down payment on this 4 units. And that 4 units, dude, that $100,000 would have got stuck in that 4 units, and that 4 units only paid Lon and I probably around like $500 or $600 a month. So I'm trading my $100,000 to make $600 a month, and then you guys call that passive income. But the $600 a month ain't gonna change my life. In today's world, that $600 it's like one trip to Costco, boom, done. One trip to Costco, done. But because I got my mentor just in time, he said, Khang, that's not what you want to do. So we took that, we focused on our active income. He said the goal is, Khang, how can you go from 100,000 you got now and make 100,000 a month? So the way that he thinks is way bigger than I can imagine at the time. I said, I'll be like, bro, there's no way. He said, Khang, when there's a will, there's a way. How bad do you want this? He said, you don't need to know how, because I'm going to show you. That's what he said. And I said, let's rock and roll, baby. And he got me excited. Okay? And I can tell you right now, everybody that have made it big, made it big, had a mentor. So, those who makes like 5,000, 10,000 a month, I'm not talking about. Like, if you make it big, everybody has a mentor. For me, a mentor is like a GPS. And that's why I'm willing to pay the price. I needed the GPS. I needed someone who's in the game, doing the game, and it's where I want it to be. And I need him to show me how to get there. My mentor currently owns probably like 1,000 units or more. You probably own way more than that now. Over 1,000 rental units. Same age. He's way more successful. That's why he's my mentor, right? But the guy's a beast. But once again, he works 15 to 16 hours a day. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I work way less. I have more time freedom. Okay? But for him, he loves it. Once again, build a business around the lifestyle that you want to live. Okay? For some of you like this big business. I'm not your guy. Like, you're like, Khang, I want to build this monster business. I'm not your guy. Like, I'll tell you right now, straight up, I'm not your guy. But if you're like, Khang, I love your business model. Me, a few employees, allow me to travel, hang out with my friend, hang out with my family, spend time with my kids, spend time with my 5, being able to control my own schedule. I don't have to worry about alarm clock. I can just wake up, go to the beach, Serena, hang out with my son. We go shopping, go on the beach, sit there for a few hours or two, and then go get some cocktail, come back to my hotel, make a couple phone calls, make $25,000, $30,000 a month. That's rock and roll. That's me. I can help you get there. Okay? But if you're looking for like a monster business, I'm just not your guy. And I just want to be upfront, and I just want to be clear on that. Right? I don't have 50 employees, so I'll never be able to show you how to get there. I'm not Hamosi, for sure, right? But anyways, what other question you guys got, man? Dave Ramsey would not approve of you. You listen, Dave Ramsey, there's things that Dave Ramsey say that I agree, and there's things that he say that I disagree. I think a lot of times Dave Ramsey talks to 99. I would say that the way that he talks would probably hit 97% of the people. And that's why he grew so big. He talks about, budgeting. And I believe in budgeting. I believe in live below your means, because it's not about how much money you make, but it's how much you can keep and reinvest that will set you free. Because I see people who makes $1 million a year and they still having to wake up with an alarm clock and having to work. And I can tell you right now, the difference between having to work and wanting to work is 2 complete different things. There are people who make $1 million, but they still have to work because their bills have exceed what they make. So if they don't work, dude, all that bills do will pile up, and they don't have the money to pay for it. And this is true story. Versus there's people who wants to work, but they don't have to work. And that's where you want to be. You want to be to the point where you be like, dude, I want to work. I want to put in a few hours. That's why even when I'm on vacation, you see me working. Like, I'm okay with going on a vacation and putting in a few hours, 1 hour today, 2 hours tomorrow. Like, I'm cool with that because I always want to keep a pulse on my business. I always want to be in the game. I don't want to lose the game, the skill that I have built. So I get on the phone with the seller. I like to negotiate. I like to talk to seller. It keeps me, dude. It keeps my mind sharp. It keeps my skill sharp. And dude, you got to be in the game. And I love it, right? An hour here, an hour there, it doesn't hurt me. But if you have, when you go on vacation and all the vacation is about work and you're stressing out, then I'm telling you, my friend, that's not the life that I want. Okay? So wanting to work and having to work is two different things. Okay? So Dave Ramsey talks a lot about that. And I agree with, live below your mean, save and reinvest first. Because that's how you're going to set yourself free. Okay? If you want to get ahead in life, you must be willing to do more than other people. Okay? If you want things that other people can't have or will never have, you must be willing to take more risk than than the other person will. You have to do more things than the other person will. When they are partying, you're working. When they're taking vacation, you're working because you want to get ahead. Okay? See, the people who have the mindset of, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice today for tomorrow, this is your mindset. Your mindset is like, hey, or I'm willing to sacrifice 5 years of my life to buy back 50 years of my time. Who here is all about that? Who here is willing to sacrifice 5 years of their life to buy back 50 years of their time? That's what Lon and I did. From 18 to 23, all I did was eat, work, and sleep. My friend, party, drink, clubbing, having fun, going on vacation, buying designer clothes, driving new cars every 2 years because they trade in, yada, yada, yada. Dude, I didn't care, bro. I'll be like, dude, you will do that for the next 60 years of your life, 50 years of your life. I'm not interested in that. So I wasn't envy. I wasn't jealous, right? I just play my own game. So my thing is, Lon and I was like, sacrifice 5 years and we're going to get 50 years back, Khang. And that's exactly what we did. So when I was 32, I'm 41 now. So when I was 32, I became a millionaire. That's when I get to wake up whenever, do whatever, whenever, wherever, and with whoever the F that I want. And doing that for the past nine years. Love it. Okay, let me see here. What other question? Okay, Serena said, no, I've never gotten the new car or party. I work on my own house, but need more helps on getting to a new place. Let's go, Serena. And I'm excited, Serena. I'm excited to help you, your son, take your guys' from where you are to where you want it to be. And man, when we reach that mark, Serena, you already know what time it is. Celebration time. Anyways, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. Now, for those of you who's like, hey, Khang, I'm looking for, coaching, mentorship, or hands-on. I love to work with you and your team. I tried on my own. Doesn't work. A little complicated. Let me help you. All you need to do is go to Coach with Khang, fill out the application, book a call with my team. Love to have you as students. Love to share with you, teach you, take you by your hands, take you under my wings, show you everything I know, and let's get you from where you are to where you want it to be. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's on this live. I truly wish you nothing but the best, and I truly want to see each and every single one of you win and succeed. And let's go get this. Moni, I'm out.